Okay. Look, so I can't believe that certain people out there are still calling Ninja Gaiden as Gaiden, homie. It's 2024. Y'all still calling Ninja Gaiden as Gaiden. And the whole reason why I'm making this video too, because I remember about just a couple days ago, right? I was playing Ninja Gaiden 2, you know what I'm saying? It's been a long time since I played. It's still cold as hell, by the way, still raw. It's very hard to choose between two and one. I know a lot of people say two, but it's very tight for me to choose one or the other because both of them are so cold. But anyway, though, but the fact is though is that I was talking to some folks of mine, and the fact is that they were saying, "Hey man, are you playing Ninja Gaiden?" And so I had to correct them. It's like, no, it's Ninja Gaiden because where do you see a Y in I in the word Gaiden? You know what I'm saying? And we was having a whole conversation about it. And I guess people got confused that I guess you're supposed to say a Y with an I. And I'm just trying to get confused, like, oh, is this really a confusing matter between people? So I had to go online and search it up too, and I'm seeing how people are actually defending that you should say, oh man, it doesn't matter what way you say it. You can say this Gaiden or Gaiden. No, bruh, it's pronounced Gaiden for real. So why are y'all being positive towards this? This is the wrong way. Literally, this is the wrong way. This is a negative in the fan base. So I remember like I think like a couple months ago or a couple videos ago, right? I made a whole video saying that we have to accept the negatives in our fan bases, and this is one of them. For the Ninja Gaiden fan base, you gotta stop saying Gaiden and start saying Gaiden. But Beastie, it's not a big of a deal, man. It really ain't, I think you should be able to say whatever you want as long as you able to say it and as long as we have equal communication and equal. No, this is the wrong way. We gotta break bad habits. We have to break bad habits because how can you get this wrong? Like, what in your brain is gonna say, okay, I'm gonna say a Y instead of an I? But anyway, though, like I said, this whole video is that I'm gonna break it down to why people think Ninja Gaiden is pronounced as Gaiden. So I'm gonna break it down to the T. So just imagine if someone came up to you, right, and you're talking about the Flash, and they would say, "Hey, man, are you guys talking about the Flesh?" And you're like, "No, Flash, right? No, man, that's Flesh. Talking about the Flesh, right?" You'd be confused as hell, right? You know what I'm saying? Because typically that's what he's called. He's called the Flash, not the Flesh. That's how y'all sound saying Gaiden instead of Gaiden. That's how y'all sound sometimes, man. You know what I'm saying, tight joint? You know what I'm saying? So just imagine that though. And look, I get it. I know. Look, I'm Jamaican. And for Jamaicans have this thing called patois, where it's pretty much like broken English, right? Where sometimes that we'll say our O's in front of the A's. Like for example, you know what I'm saying? Like like patty. Some Jamaicans say patty as patty. So if you want a beef patty, we say y'all want a beef patty. So I kind of understand and I get it, but that's completely different. This is a whole other thing, and where y'all replacing the entire letter with another one is saying gay then instead of guy then. So I'm gonna break it down even more. Try saying Y 5 times. Y. Okay, all right. We said it 5 times. Now try saying I 5 times. I. Okay, there we go. Now I'm gonna try to explain this to y'all and put this on a little chalkboard for y'all on the screen. So I'm gonna say one letter and put an A right after it. All right. So let's start with okay. So let's start with G, T, L, R. Now let's add a Y after these two letters. Okay. Gay, Tay, Lay, Ray. Okay, there we go. Now let's put an I in front of these two letters that I just said before. Guy, Tai, like Tai Lung, from Kung Fu Panda. Lie, Right. Okay, so how in the world are y'all still getting this wrong? You see how we just pronounce it bit by bit by bit? You know how the letter I is a big thing to say, you know what I'm saying? To the point where we had to take our time. So legit Ninja Gaiden is 3 syllables, it's not just two. We say, oh, it's gay, then gay, good, you know what I'm saying? Come on, y'all. For real. I thought y'all knew better sometimes, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, though, I'm breaking down to you more of a tea to why people say, Gaiden instead of Gaiden. It all starts with Raiden from Mortal Kombat, right? And honestly, I know this may shock your minds, but the way to say Raiden in Mortal Kombat is not the right way. Since a lot of the culture in Mortal Kombat games come from Japanese culture, and the fact is that this was written by Americans. The whole thing of Mortal Kombat was written by Americans anyway. Uh, they kind of butcher some names, and this is one of them. Like Raiden is not even pronounced Raiden; it's pronounced Raiden. Like I was just said before, it's Rai, not Ray, because there's an I in it, so it's Rai. I. So Raiden. But it's funny to me how a lot of people will say Raiden's name wrong from Mortal Kombat and not say Raiden, but then they'll say Raiden's name right from Metal Gear. You kind of see how weird that is? Don't you see how weird that is? Like, how can you say this name right for this character, but say the wrong pronunciation for this character, and they're both spelled the same way, right? You know what I'm saying? It just don't make no sense to me. So so what does the writing and the writing thing have to do with anything? Well, the fact is though, it just has to deal with sometimes maybe the game will say it wrong or say it right. So I'll for sure have two clips between how Mortal Kombat says Raiden and how Metal Gear says Raiden. You know what I'm saying?
But temporary. He will return, bringing Armageddon. I have foreseen it.
Enough, Raiden!
What are you talking about?
Raiden, something happened to me last Thursday when I was driving home.
So based on that clip, you could just tell which game was written by Japanese people and which game was written by Americans. Exactly. Even though this game was made by Japanese people and the voice actors are American or English, you could tell that somebody in the in the studio was telling them, okay, this is the right way you say the word because that's respecting their that word from the Japanese culture. So let's say Raiden. You can also tell on NetherRealm side that no one had the discipline to you know to correct some of the voice actors by saying Raiden as Raiden. They just went with it because, like I said, these guys you know are not Japanese. You know what I'm saying? So they might butcher some names, which is a name that he kind of butchered a little bit because it's not the right pronunciation. And that's been a thing since the 90s. So everyone was calling Raiden as Raiden, knowing that's not the right way to say it. So that's just it is what it is though. So what does this really have to do with Ninja Gaiden? Well, think about it. Gaiden and Raiden are them just spelled the same way, just if you just remove R and G. So that's why a lot of people think, okay, if you see the word Gaiden, it's pronounced Gaiden because if you think of Raiden, which is spelled the same way, we say it with a Y instead of an I in it. So I'm gonna pronounce Gaiden as Gaiden, just like how they say Raiden as Raiden, which is kind of crazy, you know what I'm saying? So that's why a lot of people think that way, and have that thought process of thinking like, oh no, 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 man, it's pronounced, Gaiden, it ain't pronounced Gaiden. What's wrong with you, man? So a lot of people do get offended by that sometimes, and I'm gonna say this though: if you have an education level past fifth grade, you should be able to get this right and pronounce it the right way because how many times the teacher had to tell you to say words and take your time with words, and this is one of those very moments to take those that time with that words. So I don't understand it. Some people do get offended by this. If you don't say it the right way, you say it the butcher way. People like, nah, it's gated. Like it's not the right way to say it. But I guess that's how some people think. Uh, which is still, like I said, a bad habit because, like I said, we cannot butcher the name of this great series. Of this great series, we can't do it no more, man. So we have to break this bad habit. And that's just to me, that's just how it is, though. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, it's crazy as hell. Like also for example, so it's funny to me how a lot of people who play Dead or Alive and Ninja Gaiden will pronounce the word Gaiden wrong, but then pronounce Raido's name from Dead or Alive's name right. So how can y'all get Raido's name right and not say, oh, that's Raido, but y'all say Raido right, but not say Gaiden right, but y'all say Gaiden instead of Gaiden? How does that make sense? You know what I'm saying? Especially for people that play DOA and then come to play Ninja Gaiden or vice versa. How can y'all get that wrong? You know what I'm saying? It's just how is that even physically possible? So we just gotta break bad habits because we need to start saying the name right, especially in 2024 where 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 Japanese culture is so is such in the mainstream media nowadays with anime, manga, and gaming or whatever the culture, whatever it is, you know what I'm saying? Where it's so big into Americanized culture, and we gotta stop this. You know what I'm saying? It's just it's we gotta stop breaking, or we gotta break this bad habit. You know what I'm saying? So that's just my personal opinion right there. Uh, like for example, I'll show you a little clip from DOA 6 how they pronounce Raido's name right, but some people will will still say Raido, or some people might say Raido. In the game they say Raido.
You have women fight for you, coward. You won't leave here alive.
So after that clip, how y'all saw right, how they pronounce the name Raido instead of Raido. So how what? Like I said, I'm gonna stop saying it. Like I said, this video could be kind of short, but at the same time though, I just had to explain to y'all because like I said, this game is just cold, and I'm just replaying this cold game. I might go to the third one, or what I'm saying, just coming from playing the first one, the second one through my marathon right now. I'm just very shocked how people are still saying Ninja Gaiden as Gaiden. It seems kind of whack to me, and it's just like, why, bro? You know what I'm saying? So, um, that's pretty much it, though. You know what I'm saying? So, if you still look, if you watch this video and you're still saying Gaiden, man, you definitely are a negative inside your fan base, and we got to cut you out immediately. No, hell no. But yeah, though. So if you're saying Gaiden the right way, then good job for you. If you're saying Gaiden the wrong way, you're a fool, and you got to change your way. You got to break that bad habit. And to me, that's just facts right there. Okay, also I forgot one thing too. And how could y'all say Gaiden instead of Gaiden? You know what I'm saying? Gaiden sounds way cooler. Even the creator who made Ninja Gaiden said, okay, I'm gonna put Gaiden in there because it sounds cooler. Literally, this is actual facts. And let's say we try to go to Japan, right? And you ask for, hey, I want Ninja Gaiden. They're not gonna know what the hell you're talking about because that's not the right way to say it. Because Gaiden in Japanese means side story or tale. So the game is literally called Ninja Tale or Ninja Side Story. So it makes sense. So just imagine that. So if you try saying Ninja Gaiden to some Japanese folks in Japan, they'd be like, "Oh, well, what is that?" You know what I'm saying? So say it the right way, man, so people can know what the hell you're talking about, and just to have some type of respect, because it makes sense to say it the right way, and it just sounds cooler. And I ain't gonna lie to you. Saying Ninja Gaiden sounds a little gay. You know what I'm saying? So say Gaiden. It just sounds way cooler that way. So it just sounds a little lame saying, "Oh, that's Ninja Gaiden." They're like, "Nah, Gaiden." Look, come on, man. It was a tongue, and it sounds more intelligent, and like to say, you know what I'm saying? Because you had three damn syllables to say, "Oh, Gaiden, good, all right, then, Gaiden." No, I'm playing. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But anyway, though, like I said, if you still saying, look, if you watch this video and you're still saying Ninja Gaiden instead of Gaiden, you're the bad habit, and we gotta cut you off from the fan base because you are, man, like a disease. No, yeah, but anyway, like I said, if you say Ninja Gaiden instead of Gaiden, you a fool, and I'm gonna say this second time, that's just facts right there.